Welcome to the Financial Freedom Secrets Show. This is your host, Jackson Millan, the Wealth Mentor, helping business owners create financial freedom faster by mastering the language of money. Want to see how well you're tracking towards financial freedom? Complete our 40-point Financial Performance Scorecard at wealthhealthcheck.com.au. That's wealthhealthcheck.com.au. The average score for most business owners is 18 out of 40. So complete the scorecard now and see how well you're tracking towards financial freedom. G'day guys, this is Jackson Millan, the Wealth Mentor, and we are back for another episode of the Financial Freedom Secrets Show. After quite a bit of a hiatus, as I've been reimagining the format in which I wanted to conduct this show moving forward. So, we have the new and improved version 3 of the Financial Freedom Secrets Show, where I'm going to be working through our playbooks of our signature systems that we use to help our seven-figure clients make more profit, systematically buy back their time, and then manufacture more freedom outside of their business by taking their business profit and turning that into personal wealth. I'm going to give you a deep insight behind the scenes, and I'm also going to provide you with a bunch of tools and frameworks that are going to assist you in actually implementing these things off the back of this podcast. So I'm really excited to be sharing hopefully weekly episodes where I'm going to be taking you through the deep dive of our signature system. And I'm going to be showing you an insider's perspective of what it looks like to work with us. So if you're a seven-figure business owner, you're maybe on the fence of working with us, or you're intrinsically motivated and you can just take the tools and implement them on your own accord, I'm hoping that you're going to get a ton of value out of this show format, and hopefully we have the opportunity to work together in some capacity in the future. So first and foremost, I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about our overall philosophy of how we do things. Our business, Aureus Financial, specializes in helping seven-figure service businesses work towards creating seven figures or more in profit, and then ultimately buying back their time so they can create a truly seven-figure lifestyle business. I believe that business is supposed to be a freedom machine. It's a machine that is supposed to support you to be able to live life on your own terms, to have freedom and flexibility, to have a true abundance of choice. And I think ultimately once you get to seven figures, you've proven that your business model is conducive to allowing you to create that freedom, but you just need to optimize the financial model and the systems to allow yourself to be freed from the day-to-day operations of that business. And we do so by combining a number of business units in order to help our clients execute on this plan. So first and foremost, we have our education business, which is our profit coaching business, where essentially we work with our clients to help them optimize their financial model in their business and actually squeeze more cash flow and profit from their business. Then we help them buy back their time systematically so they can disconnect their effort from their income. We then help them manufacture freedom, which is about building a business that has true intrinsic value and that can systematically distribute those profits to then allow you to build personal wealth. Next, we go to our accounting business and our tax advisory business. As business owners, many of us have a bad relationship with the tax man. We don't want to pay taxes. Tax is a consequence of making money. So ultimately, we need to ensure that you only pay your fair share, okay? Not a dollar more. And that comes down to making sure that we've got the right cash flow structures, that we've got a proactive tax plan so there's never any surprises, and that you've got the right advice around how you protect what you've worked so hard to build. Then we've got our wealth business, where we provide strategic financial advice to our clients, which starts by building a 20-year financial roadmap. We want to show you exactly what's your current trajectory, what's our baseline of where you're traveling right now, and where are you going to end up. We then work through all of the what-if scenarios of your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, both lifestyle and financial, and show you how much of that you are on track to be able to achieve so far. And then if there is a gap, then what do we need to do in order to bridge that gap and maximize the probability of you being able to achieve all of your goals, dreams, and aspirations? And then help you implement that strategy and make sure that you create the right investment strategy and you implement the right parts, and we optimize and improve that over time so we can allow your wealth to continue to compound and grow. And our most recent venture is Aureus Growth Partners, whereby we work with our clients to help them implement what we call the profitable marketing machine. This is the same system that we have used in our business to be able to grow, on average, between 30 and 100% year on year. And this is about making sure that we get the right marketing strategy, that we get the right positioning, and that we have the right funnel flow to attract perfect fit clients on demand so we can predictably grow and scale our business. And we are in the process of launching our buyer's agency service as well, Aureus Property Research, where we help our clients acquire a blue chip quality real estate in desirable locations based on tried and true fundamentals. And our goal is to help them accumulate ideally 5 properties in 5 years, which is going to allow them to accelerate their wealth a whole lot faster. So that's essentially how we work in a nutshell. Now, I'm going to be talking through each pillar of our signature solution, and I want to focus on wealth over this series of the next 9 weeks. And what we call our signature system is the wealth mastery machine. Now, let's take a moment to define what a machine means. A machine produces a regular, repeated, consistent result. And I just want you to pause for a moment and think about your own wealth building strategy. Can you describe it like a machine right now? Like, does it produce you regular, repeated, consistent results? Have you been able to disconnect your effort from your income? Are you truly on the right path to creating financial freedom? And for the vast majority of business owners, the answer to those is no. So if we want to produce regular, repeated, consistent results, if we want to create this wealth mastery machine, there are really 3 core elements to it. Firstly, we need to define and we need to get crystal clear on what it is that we want and, more importantly, why we want it. Because unless we're crystal clear on our destination and the milestones that are important to us, then it means you're running somebody else's race, or you're basically shooting in the dark, and it's going to make it very, very difficult for you to make informed and educated decisions. Next, once we've got this defined piece done, we then create, and we need to make money work harder for us, because it's not our earned income that makes us wealthy, it's what we do with it that matters. So we need to make sure that we've got the right wealth building systems in place that essentially presuppose that wealth building activity will take place, okay? And then we need to manage. We need to make sure that we manage our money so it continues to compound and grow, because there always comes a point whereby your wealth compounding and your wealth management will actually exceed your wealth creation. And that requires a very different skill set. The skill set we use to make and the skill set that we use to manage the money are 2 fundamentally different things. So what we're going to be talking about specifically today is mindset, and we call this the millionaire mindset. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to take you through a playbook that we've created. Now, you will have the opportunity to get access to this playbook. If you complete the Financial Performance Scorecard, you'll get access to all of these resources plus our library of bonuses, and you'll be able to work through this yourself. So let me share my screen. So what we've got here is the 8-figure mindset transformation workbook, okay? This is the complete 90-day system to basically scale from 7-figure success and get on track for 8-figure wealth. Because this should ultimately be our focus, guys. Because it's the 7-figure trap that's keeping us stuck, right? Like, we get to this point of 7 figures that we've done more than like 99% of entrepreneurs ever achieve, right? But if you're listening to this and you're reading this, something's wrong. Despite your success, you're stuck, right? You're working harder than ever, and your wealth isn't growing proportionately. And we call this the 7-figure ceiling. It's where your business grows, but your personal wealth stays trapped. And the uncomfortable truth is that the mindset that got you to 7 figures is actually what's going to keep you stuck at 7 figures. And it's a very, very different skill set in order to build 7 and even 8 figures in wealth, okay? So here's the reality check. Here are the symptoms. Your business makes millions, but your personal net wealth isn't growing at the same rate. You are the bottleneck in every major decision, and it's actually limiting your ability to scale. You reinvest everything back into the business instead of building personal wealth. You're guilty about extracting too much profit for yourself. You're afraid that scaling bigger means losing control of quality. Your identity is so tied to hustling that you can't shift into this mindset of wealth building. And you think like a business owner, not like a wealthy person, right? Sounds pretty familiar. So what we need to understand is that there are basically a number of identity shifts that we need to make that get us to 8 figures in business, but also get us to 8 figures in wealth. And I know this because I've been able to build $15 million in net wealth myself by 36. The difference between 7-figure business owners and 8-figure wealth creators isn't strategy, it's systems or opportunity. It's actually the mindset first. 8-figure wealth creators think differently about money. So it's wealth versus revenue. They think differently about time. It's leverage versus labor. They think differently about risk. It's calculated bets versus playing it safe. They think differently about assets, like diversification versus business obsession. They think differently about legacy. It's impact versus income. And they think differently about identity. Their identity is a wealth creator versus a business operator, right? So here's the 90-day transformation. Like if you commit to this system, it will help you break free of the reinvest everything trap and actually start extracting serious personal wealth. There'll be a shift from business owner identity into a wealth creator identity. You'll be able to install the 6 mental models that separate 8-figure fortunes from 7-figure businesses. And it will design automatic wealth building systems that work independently of your business. So you can actually start taking chips off the table. And it will overcome the psychological barriers that keep successful people stuck at this level that you're at right now. And it'll help you create a diversified wealth portfolio that doesn't depend on your business. Because let's face it, business is risky. And you'll develop confidence and clarity to make 8-figure decisions without hesitation. Like this isn't about building a bigger business with vanity metrics. This is about building real, lasting, generational wealth, okay? So, how do we use the workbook? Over 90 days, week 1 to 2 is the wealth audit phase. I'm going to give you a crash course on that. And this is about identifying the hidden beliefs and patterns that are keeping you stuck. Then weeks 3 to 6 is about identity upgrade phase. This is about rewiring your brain from business operator to wealth creator. Then week 7 and 8, it's about the asset diversification phase, at least installing the systems that allow you to start building wealth outside of the business. And then weeks 9 to 12, this is the 8-figure integration phase. This is about locking in this new wealth building identity and the associated behaviors that'll get you where you need to go. Now, what do you need? You need 30 minutes a day for the mindset work and the wealth planning. You need to be completely honest with yourself, right? Your current situation versus your business revenue. This is not about vanity metrics. This is about honesty, okay? You need to be willing to extract profit for wealth building. If you are going to find excuses and you're not prepared to find a way, this isn't going to work for you. And you need a commitment to thinking beyond your business for the first time, okay? And here's the reality, right? Look, if you don't make one major wealth building decision that moves you forwards and feel like you're on track for progressing yourself in the next 90 days, you truly haven't implemented the system properly, okay? We've worked with thousands of clients to help them build over $3 billion in combined wealth, and this is the foundational element of all of our successful wealth accumulator clients, right? Wealthy people in the world didn't get there by accident. They followed systems like this one, okay? So let's go through phase 1, the 7-figure success order. Now, weeks 1 and 2, why your success is actually limiting your wealth. Here's the uncomfortable truth assessment. Most 7-figure business owners are income rich, but they're wealth poor. They confuse business revenue with personal wealth. So I want you to grab a calculator and I want you to complete a brutal assessment. What's your annual business revenue? What's your business profit margin as a percentage? What's your business net profit as a dollar value? And then what's your business's asset value? And if you're not quite sure, then that's something that we need to put an asterisk next to. Now let's then go through your personal wealth metrics. What's your personal net wealth excluding the business? What's your liquid investments outside of the business? What's your real estate portfolio value? And then what's your annual personal wealth growth rate? So what was it 12 months ago? What is it now? So here is the wake-up call ratio. Take your personal net wealth and divide that by your annual business revenue, okay? If this ratio is below 0.5, then you're really stuck in this 7-figure trap. So, the success identity prison discovery. Your current identity as a successful business owner might be the biggest barrier to 8-figure wealth. So, exercise number 1, we need to go through the identity audit, okay? Complete these sentences with your first instinct. My business success means I am. If I take too much profit out of my business, wealthy people who don't work 60 plus hours a week are. The most important thing about my business is. If I diversify my wealth away from my business. Take a moment and finish those sentences. Now, identify the limiting belief hidden in your answers. Come up with 3 of them. What's the first wealth limiting belief? What's the second wealth limiting belief? And what's the third wealth limiting belief? Now, if you need to, take a pause, listen to this back, and complete the identity audit. Now let's go through the business obsession assessment. Exercise 2. This is the wealth allocation reality check. So, for the past 12 months, I want you to calculate where your profits went. So, what percentage was reinvested back into the business? What percentage was taken for personal wealth building? What percentage was spent on lifestyle and consumption? And what percentage was invested in assets outside of the business? If you're not quite sure, put an asterisk against these things. Next, where did your mental energy go? What percentage focused on business operations? What percentage focused on personal wealth building? What percentage focused on asset diversification? And what percentage focused on legacy and impact planning? Here's another reality check. If 80% or more of your profits and mental energy went back into your business, you are not building wealth. You're building a golden prison, okay? So, let's get to the Wealth Creator Network audit. The people around you determine whether you stay stuck at 7 figures or you break through to 8 figures. So exercise number 3 is your influence ecosystem. I want you to list the 10 people who most influence your financial and business decisions. And it might be hard for you to answer some of these questions, particularly around the net wealth. Have an estimate of what you think their net wealth is if you're not sure, and potentially even ask them. Let's start overcoming some of these taboos because we don't talk about this stuff enough. So, write their name. What's their net wealth level? Are they a business owner or are they a wealth creator by identity? And if you had to rate their mindset on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being really poor and 10 being the best in the world, how would you rate their mindset? Pause this, take a moment, write down those 10 people. Now, once you've done that, how many people in your inner circle have 8 figures or more in net wealth? And if the answer to that is less than 3, your network is probably keeping you stuck, okay? How can you expect to expand if you don't understand or surround yourself with people who've walked the path that you want to walk? So phase 2, the 8-figure mindset installation. This happens in weeks 3 to 6 because this takes time, this takes repetition. We need to rewire your brain from business owner to wealth creator. So the wealth creator identity transformation. You must fundamentally shift how you see yourself and your relationship with money. The identity shift protocol. The old identity is I am a successful business owner. The new identity is I am a wealth creator who happens to own a business. This isn't semantics here, guys. This shift changes everything about how you make decisions. So let's work through your belief transformation system. Limiting belief, number 1 transformation. Write down the old belief. Okay, what is it? Like, I must work hard to scale my business, as an example. And then I want you to write down the top 3 things of why you believe this belief limits your wealth. Well, if I need to work hard to grow my business, it means that I don't have bandwidth to focus on wealth creation. I'm also then going to have a bias towards active wealth creation because I feel I need to work hard for it. So passive wealth can't be a thing if I hold that belief. And 3, if the longer I do this, the more reliance I'm creating on myself having to be involved in order to build wealth. So then what's the new wealth creator belief? I want to create passive, systemized wealth. Okay, so then what's the daily wealth action? What do I need to do? Can I create a subconscious filter or a reminder each day? Is my diary being optimized for passive, systematic wealth creation? Question mark. All right. What's the weekly wealth decision that I need to make? Okay, evaluate my week. What percentage of my week was leading me closer to passive and systematic wealth creation? And then what's the monthly wealth measurement? I can go back and do that ratio again and see if my ratio is shifting in the right direction. Do the same thing with the second limiting belief. And do the same thing with the third limiting belief. And as you start to go through this, you're going to start to get clarity of how we start creating contrast between the old versus the new. And how do we start installing new habits and behaviors that get us where we need to go? So let's talk about these 6 wealth creator mental models. These are the exact thinking patterns that separate 8-figure wealth from 7-figure business success. Okay? Wealth model number 1, profit extraction over reinvestment. Like 7-figure business owner thinks, I should reinvest everything to grow the business. An 8-figure wealth creator thinks, I extract systematic profit to build wealth outside of my business. Like your profit extraction transformation, like this month's challenge is extract at least 20% of your business profits for personal wealth building. Our general rule of thumb is 50%. If we can invest back into the business, it must produce a risk-adjusted rate of return, and we need to be able to validate that above and beyond any external investment. And if we can't, then we should be distributing it all. But the goal is, for us, 50-50. So for you, start with 20%. So the wealth extraction formula, business profit multiplied by 20% is the mandatory wealth building fund. This money is not for lifestyle upgrades. This money only goes into assets, investments, or wealth systems, okay? So your wealth extraction plan, monthly profit, what is it? Then what is the 20% wealth extraction target? And then what are you going to do to allocate that money? Where's that money actually going to go? Okay? So then work out, track the progress. Month 1, how much did you extract for wealth building? Month 2, what did you extract for wealth building? Month 3, what did you extract for wealth building? Now, let's go into wealth model 2, systems over sweat. 7-figure business owners think, I need to work harder to make more money. 8-figure business wealth creator thinks, I need systems that create wealth while I sleep. Your systems transformation. This week's challenge is identify one wealth building system that you can automate. So there's lots of opportunities here. Automate investment accounts, real estate investing systems, dividend generating portfolios. Can you work out some licensing or royalty agreements for any IP that you've got? Can you work out how do you create other passive income from investments? So the idea is look through your wealth systems audit. What wealth do you currently create while you are sleeping? And then work out what systems could generate passive income for you. And what's one system that you could work towards implementing this month? The simple one is how do you set up an automated investment account into an index fund, right? You can set it up automatically. It direct debits out of your account. It's complete set and forget. I personally review mine every 90 days and I increase the direct debit, and I do that each and every single 90 days. Wealth model 3, diversification over concentration. So 7-figure business owners think my business is my wealth. 8-figure wealth creator thinks my business funds my diversified wealth portfolio. So the transformation here is that we need to work through our current wealth concentration assessment. So what percentage of my net wealth is tied up in the business? What percentage is in real estate? What percentage is in stocks and bonds? What percentage is in alternative investments? What percentage is in liquid investments? So then I need to work out my target wealth diversification. So business, maybe 40 to 60%. Real estate, 15 to 25%. Stocks, 15 to 25%. Alternative, 5 to 15%. Liquid assets, 10 to 20%. So then set an action plan. Well, this quarter, I'm going to diversify X amount of money into whatever those wealth diversification items are. This may take us some time to diversify, but this gives us a target to work towards. Wealth model number 4, legacy over lifestyle. 7-figure business owners think success means I can buy anything I want. 8-figure wealth creator thinks success means building generational wealth and impact. So to make the transformation, we need to do a legacy versus lifestyle assessment. So last year, what percentage of your income went to lifestyle upgrades? Wealth building, impact and giving, and legacy creation. So if legacy is important to you, then we need to create a legacy wealth plan. So we want to set a 10-year wealth target. In 10 years' time, what do I want my net wealth to be? Then over the next 10 years, what do I want my impact goal to be? Is it about helping the kids get into their first property? Is it just putting them through school and university? Is it giving back to causes and charities? Is it donating your time? Is it setting up a foundation, right? Depending on what you want to do, then what is the legacy structure that you're going to implement? Is it a trust? Is it a foundation? Is it a company? Is it something else that you are going to create that's going to facilitate this legacy wealth plan? Now, wealth model number 5, opportunity over security. 7-figure business owner thinks, I can't risk what I've built. 8-figure wealth creator thinks, the biggest risk is not taking calculated risks, right? As Warren Buffett famously said, we pay the biggest price for certainty. So we need to understand how we pursue opportunity the right way. So I want you to think about your current risk assessment. What opportunities are you avoiding because you're playing it safe? Is it that you feel that the share market's too risky? That's just because you don't understand it. Is it that you think the property market's going to collapse? Like, how many years have you been waiting for that to happen? Right? Like, do you think that superannuation is a scam and the government's going to take your money? A lot of this comes down to education and then allowing yourself to make objective decisions based on that education. So, let's calculate the risk. Before any major decision, consider what is the maximum potential loss of this investment. Then, what is the maximum potential gain? And historically, based on the performance, what is the probability of success? And then we can ask, can I afford the maximum loss without significant lifestyle impact? So this idea is about having a quarterly calculated risk. What's the opportunity? What's the investment that we're going to pursue? What's the expected return that we're looking to get from that investment? And then we can make a decision. And the idea is we want to take the least amount of risk necessary in order to achieve our goals. Now let's get to wealth model 6, acquisition over creation. Seven-figure business owners think, I need to create everything myself. Eight-figure wealth creator thinks, I acquire assets, businesses, and opportunities created by others. So, the acquisition transformation. Let's make the assessment. Could you buy a competitor instead of competing? Are there assets that you could acquire instead of building from scratch yourself? What existing cash flows could you purchase? And which businesses in your industry are for sale? One of our biggest wealth building strategies to date has been acquiring other businesses, allowing us to compound and grow our business group, producing 30 to 50% cash on cash returns per annum. So work through the idea of what are the potential acquisitions? What are the target acquisitions that you could look at in your space that would allow you to compound your wealth? All right, so let's get to phase 3, wealth system construction. So week 7 to 8 is about building assets that work while your business works. So the wealth system architecture. Your business generates cash flow. Now you need systems that turn that cash flow into lasting wealth. So there's 4 pillars of the wealth building system. One is liquid investment system. So this is stock portfolios, bonds, REITs. I personally use index funds that are diversified across all of these things. Very, very simple. We can set up a direct debit and completely automated. Now, real estate investment systems. Rental properties, so residential properties, commercial property, or potentially also real estate investment trusts. We can buy into a fund that has a diversified portfolio, usually of commercial property. This is usually more lumpy, and we usually want to have a strategy where we're doing a strategic number of acquisitions. For example, I personally look to buy 1 to 2 residential real estate properties a year. Then business asset systems. Do we look at other businesses, or do we look at creating additional income streams from our existing business through royalties or licensing? Because the future of business is going to be the value of the IP, the value of the knowledge. And then alternative investment systems. For some people, they want to have hedges against traditional assets, so they look at private equity, they look at hedge funds, they look at commodities, or they look at other types of speculative or startup investments. This is optional, but it's up to you. So it's about working out how you set up the system. 1, your investment allocation. What is the monthly investment amount that you can commit? And this is a non-negotiable amount that once we start it, we never stop it. Then work out what's the portfolio value, and then what's going to be our average return rate that we're targeting. I personally work off an 8%. So then create the target investment system. Monthly automated investment. What's the target portfolio allocation? So there could be one index fund, or you can have multiple funds across all of these asset classes. The idea is set that up. It doesn't need to be a lot. We've had some clients set this up with $200 a month, some cases even less. This is not that the initial contribution is going to make you wealthy. It's just breaking the ice and creating momentum. Then, the real estate wealth system. Create the real estate strategy. So what are your current holdings? What's your primary residence value? What's your investment properties? What's your monthly rental income? What percentage of your real estate is your total net wealth? And then create the real estate expansion plan. What's our target property acquisition? What's the required down payment if we need any, or are we going to use equity in our existing properties? What's the expected monthly cash flow, either positive or negative, and can we afford that? And then what's the target purchase date? Because real estate is transactional, so we need to make sure that we're project managing ourselves towards this. And then business acquisition system, your business portfolio. Beyond your main business, what other businesses or business assets could you acquire? Is there complementary businesses? Is there competitors to acquire? Is there passive business investment? Very, very rare. Is there royalty or licensing opportunities? And then work out your first acquisition plan. What's the target business? What's the required investment? What's the expected annual return? What's the due diligence timeline? I will do a deep dive into our playbook on acquisitions, and I'll show you guys how we do this in our own business. So now we get to phase 4. This is the 8-figure wealth integration. This is weeks 9 to 12. This is about locking in the wealth creator identity. And this is about the wealth creator daily systems. We need a daily routine while we turn this into habits, right? Because our motivation wanes and shifts and moves over time. We need to rely on systems in order to hold the minimum acceptable standard. So, morning wealth review. Takes you 5 minutes. Check your investment portfolio performance. Review wealth building opportunities. Ask, what wealth decisions will I make today? We use an app that we set up for our clients that tracks all of this stuff simply all in one place. Then the evening wealth assessment. What did I prioritize wealth building over business busy work? What progress did I make towards an 8-figure net wealth? And how did I think like a wealth creator today? Once again, this might feel a little bit overkill, but what gets tracked gets measured, and what gets measured gets improved. So the wealth creator decision framework. Before every major decision, ask yourself, does this build my business or my wealth? Ideally optimize for wealth where possible. Then ask, does this create active income or passive income? We need to prioritize passive. Does this concentrate my risk or diversify it? We typically look for diversification unless it's something that we've got the skill sets and experience to focus our time and attention on. Will this matter for my legacy or just my lifestyle? Right? And optimize for what matters to you. Your 90-day wealth transformation scorecard. So, the before and the after day 90. Net wealth outside of my business, from and to. Monthly wealth building amount. Investment portfolio value. Passive income. What about the mindset metrics? What percentage of my mental energy was on wealth versus the business? What's my wealth creator confidence on a scale of 1 to 10? What's my risk tolerance for wealth building on a scale of 1 to 10? And then my behavior metrics. Monthly profit extraction for wealth. Number of wealth building decisions per month. And the wealth diversification percentage. So now we can go through the 8-figure wealth creator graduation test. Like, if you've implemented these systems and you've followed the process, then you should be able to self-assess that you can automatically extract at least 20% of your business profit for wealth building. Your investment portfolio grows every month regardless of business performance. You make wealth building decisions that are as easily as business decisions. Less than 60% of your net wealth is tied to your business. You generate measurable passive income outside of your business. You think about legacy and impact, not just revenue growth. You're building systems that create wealth while you sleep. You see opportunities for acquisition, not just creation. Your network includes other 8-figure wealth creators. You're excited about wealth diversification, not just fearful. And we've included an action plan of what you need to do in order to implement this. So the next 30 days, the foundation. Week 1, complete a full wealth audit and assessment. Set up automated wealth extraction system. Open investment accounts if needed. Week 2, make major wealth building decision. Begin belief transformation exercises. Start networking with wealth creators. Week 3, implement first passive income system. Reduce business reinvestment by 20%. Begin investment education program. Week 4, first month wealth extraction executed. Investment portfolio established. Wealth creator identity affirmations integrated. The next 90 days is the transformation. Month 2, diversify into real estate or alternative investments, or have a plan to do so. Make first calculated risk outside of the business. Establish monthly wealth review system. Month 3, complete belief transformation for all limiting beliefs. Establish multiple passive income streams or have a plan to do so. Network with 8-figure wealth creators. And then the next 12 months is the acceleration. We achieve the target wealth diversification percentage, or we've got a plan to do so. We generate meaningful passive income outside of the business. We make our first major acquisition of business or an asset. We build legacy and impact systems. We join exclusive wealth creator communities. And we potentially start mentoring other people, other business owners, other people in this, what we've learnt so far, because it's taboo and we don't talk about this stuff often enough. We keep these cards so close to our chest. Why not share what we've learnt? So now's the opportunity for you to create a commitment contract. And this might sound a little bit cheesy, but I think this is really important. Because if you can create a contract with yourself and the promises that you make to yourself, you actually keep and honor, then this is going to set you up for a lot of success in both life and business. So, I commit to transforming from a 7-figure business owner to an 8-figure wealth creator. I understand that my business success does not equal wealth creation. I must extract profit to build wealth, not reinvest everything. Diversification is essential for lasting wealth. My identity must shift from operator to wealth creator. Wealth building requires different systems than business building. My specific commitments: I will extract at least this % of business profit for wealth building. I will spend X minutes daily on wealth creator activities. I will diversify X % of my wealth outside of my business in the next 90 days. I will make at least one major wealth building decision per month. I will network with other wealth creators, not just business owners. My 12-month wealth target, my accountability partner, and my start date. And then we sign this off. And then we date it. So your 8-figure breakthrough starts now. Like, you've already proven that you've built a 7-figure business. And this puts you at the top 1% of all entrepreneurs. Building a business and building wealth are two fundamentally different skills. And the harsh truth is that most 7-figure business owners retire with less wealth than they could have if they'd learned to think like wealth creators instead of just business operators. So you have a choice. 1, you keep doing what you're doing. You stay stuck at 7 figures. You keep reinvesting everything. You keep your wealth tied to your business. You hope it all works out. Or option 2, you diversify your identity and you transform it from business owner to wealth creator. You extract profit systematically, you diversify your wealth, you build systems that create wealth while you sleep, and then you join the ranks of the true 8-figure wealth creators. Systems in this process are not theoretical. This is based on studying hundreds of 8 and 9-figure wealth creators and helping our clients build over $3 billion in combined wealth. The only difference between them and 7-figure business owners that stay stuck, they made the identity shift. They followed the systems, they took action. Your first 8-figure decision is to start the transformation today. So not next quarter when you have more time, not next year when your business is more stable, you need to do this today. Turn the page, complete exercise 1. Your 8-figure wealth transformation begins with your next decision, your decision to take action. The wealth you want is waiting for you on the other side of consistent action. Begin now. Remember, you built a 7-figure business by taking massive action. You will build 8-figure wealth the same way, but it must be the right actions. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Make sure that you grab a copy of the workbook by going to wealthhealthcheck.com.au. Complete the Financial Performance Scorecard. You'll get a customized report that'll tell you exactly how you're tracking, and it will provide you with all of our best bonus resources, including this workbook and our collection of all of our other best assets to help you implement and improve to start getting some financial runs on the board. If you've got any questions, feel free to hit me up, and look forward to seeing you move the needle forwards. We'll catch you in the next episode.